guys, welcome back to My Practically Imperfect Life. If you are anything like me, you might be getting to that point in December where you kind of feel like Charlie Brown, where you want to go stand in a corner, stamp your foot, put your head up in the air, and just scream, I can't stand it. Just because we all know, especially for moms, there's so much that kind of falls on us in the month of December and in preparing for the holidays. If you're a homeschooler like I am, you might be trying to make sure that you're wrapping up all of your homeschool studies. If your kids are in public or private school, I know there's like class parties and performances and dress like this day and dress like that day, and that can get overwhelming as well. And then there's just all of those last minute to-dos, right? Like making sure all of the gifts are bought and everything is wrapped and like the house is clean and all of that stuff. And so I was definitely feeling a little bit of that as I kind of went through this week. It's in the middle of an on-call week for me. So I work 7 nights on, 7 nights off as a nurse. And I've had some very busy nights and I'm very tired. I'm not gonna lie, I am tired. And then my days, the last couple of days, I've had commitments that have taken the majority of the day, which meant that I just didn't really get like a bounce back between my shifts. But today I have the unexpected blessing. I have nothing on my calendar, like no commitments to anything, and nobody else is home. One child is working for the most of the day. One is gone for the day with friends, and my husband decided to do an impromptu visit to his dad. So I find myself with the house to myself and my to-do list in front of me, and I thought, well, you know, if I am feeling the need for that extra bit of motivation, maybe you guys are too. And I thought maybe you could kind of come along as we just tackle some of these different things, and hopefully it'll just help give you that little bit of, you know, extra push that you need to get through this last week and a half before Christmas, because I know we all want to be able to just take a deep breath and relax and really enjoy that holiday with our families. So let's get some coffee, right? Because that is what we need first. Feels weird to be buying it in December, but I gotta top off some beds to be able to get my garlic planted. Boy. So first stop was the hardware store, and it shows for sure. Okay, I went out on an epic little shopping trip to try to get a few little gifts and some stocking stuffers. So I went over to Lowe's first. You saw me grabbing dirt because I'm going to go out and plant garlic. So my brother is in his first home, and he had nothing that he needed, absolutely nothing. And he asked me this summer if I could help him next year with his landscaping, which I think would be awesome. So I've ordered him my favorite hose that I have, got him the wand that I have, some gardening gloves and some basic gardening tools. And then I'm going to give him a gift card to go to the nursery where I get all my plants. And then I told him next spring we will go and I will help him pick out plants that will be hard for him to kill, but will look really pretty, and we'll help him get those in the ground. And then I went into Leo. It's a little town right outside the city that I live in. I actually grew up there. They have the cutest little boutique stores, and I picked up just a whole bunch of little things. So I got these for Emma's stocking. They've got just nice little quotes on them. She loves little mushrooms and stars and plants, so I just thought cute little earrings. And then my son's girlfriend, I found her some stackable bracelets. I guess that's a thing that the kids are into now, like wearing a whole bunch of bracelets. So this one's just got her initial, and then this one that has the cross, and I just thought the beads were a real pretty color. There is a candle store called Cedar Creek Candle, and they had these sugar scrubs, so or like a whipped foaming sugar scrub. It's called Son of a Nutcracker. It reminds me of the movie Elf. So I got one for each of my kids for their stocking. I got a candle for home that I'm just gonna go start burning, but they had ones from different TV shows, different movies. I mean, just really cute ideas. So this was with like their Harry Potter collection, and it smells so good because I don't like sickly sweet candles or like overly floral ones, but this one just had a nice scent to it. My son, okay, I'm going to show you the name, but let me preface this by saying that kid is goofy. He loves to like sometimes just sit and binge watch the Twilight movies. He's going to kill me for saying that, but sometimes he does. And so they had an Edward Cullen candle,
And he burns candles in his room too. So I thought that would be fun. And it's got a scent that I think would work well for a guy's room. I found this leather coffee coaster for my best friend. The answer is always coffee. This, I thought I would give this to Emma just to be able to like set on her dresser and put like little earrings on and things like that. She loves all things country, and I just thought that that was really sweet. These also came from the Cedar Creek Candle Company. So this is a car diffuser, and this scent Tranquility was just amazing. I really like it. So what you do is you drip it into this little glass jar, and then you shake it or like rotate it up and down, and it saturates the wood up here, and then you hang it from your visor, and then it diffuses into your car. And she said they last a really long time. I thought it was pretty and something a little different than just getting her another candle, as much as I know she loves candles. Then I was at this shop called BU, and they had these vintage wash sweaters. It's so soft, like so incredibly soft. And it says forgive like Jesus. But here is what got me, where I said, oh, I have to get this for Emma. It's a sweatshirt, not a hoodie, but it has pockets. Ah, I love that. I think she'll love that too. But I just thought that she might like that. I wasn't really anticipating buying her a clothing item, but I couldn't pass it up. I also went over to a shop called Leo Paw. Got like different toys for the cats and like homemade treats for the dog for their stockings. This was not part of today's shopping trip, but I thought I would show you these. So Little Golden Book has this whole series of kids books that are based off of movies, TV shows, and then like artists. They have ones for like friends and things like that. And my daughter, so her big gift for Christmas/birthday is that she's got 2 tickets to see Taylor Swift next year. So I thought I would put this in there along with the note. I mean, she knows she's getting the tickets, but I thought that would just be kind of a fun reminder that that's a big part of her Christmas gift this year. So I also picked up myself some new leather gloves because my old gardening gloves were shot. So I am going to bundle up, and we're going to head outside, and we're going to do some outdoor work, I think.
Okay, so I'm a little late to getting my garlic planted. I probably should have gotten it in the ground more like late October, early November, but better late than never. The ground's not frozen. The stuff in the raised beds isn't frozen. I just threw a couple bags of soil on top to just kind of rejuvenate it, give it a little more depth, because a bunch pulls out, you know, when you pull out crops during the year. So I have 4 different types of garlic I'm going to try to grow. It is my first time trying to grow garlic, so we will see how it goes. I have German red hardneck garlic, and then I have Music hardneck, Transylvanian softneck, and well, 2 packages of Transylvanian softneck. So, and I have to remember, the hardneck ones, I believe they put out a little more of a kind of like, I don't know what to call it. Well, a neck or a branch that kind of comes off the top. It's a little firmer. The soft neck one is obviously softer. I cannot remember which variety it is that you can actually braid, but the different garlics will produce different size garlic bulbs, and then they'll have slightly different flavors to them. So I've never tried any of these varieties before. They should start to come up in the spring, just like the flower bulbs do, and then we should be able to harvest them around the 4th of July. So I'll be able to tell you in July how it all turns out, but I've wanted to try it because garlic should be something that's fairly easy for us to store. We use it a ton, so we'll see how we can do. But what I'll do is I'll pop apart one of these real quick and just show you what it is that I'm doing to get it planted. So really easy, actually. So they come obviously as a whole garlic bulb. You just pull them apart into the individual cloves. You don't take off the skin or anything, but the top part of the bulb is what's going to face up, and then this part's going to face down. You only have to bury them like 2 inches deep and about 4 to 6 inches apart. So I'm just going to do 4 rows here, and I think it might take up half of this bed. We'll see, but we'll just get those planted real quick here and move on to doing a little more yard cleanup. Okay, that took absolutely no time at all, and now I feel really lazy for not having done it sooner. But now let's go rake some leaves and clean up a few more flower beds that just really, really need some last minute attention.
Fields, dark was the night, quietly shepherds were resting, when all at once the flashing of lights, the chorus of angels were singing, glory to God in the highest, peace and
Filled up 10 bags with leaves and bits of plants that needed to be cut back in under an hour. That's not bad. Kind of felt like a little bit of a workout though. Okay, so the outdoor yard work is done. Hurrah! It so desperately needed to happen. Now I'm gonna go pick up my grocery pickup order. Bonus is that the last time I did a grocery order, they were doing like 12 days of giveaways, and I got like a surprise box, and it had two $25 off coupons for my next pickup order. So I'm getting groceries for free today. That's exciting. And if you are wondering, yes, that is an ivy pole in the back of my car. Picked it up from a patient who no longer needed it. I have to go drop it off at work when I go on call tonight. And thank you, daylight savings time. It is already starting to feel like it's getting dark. Boo to that. But let's go get those groceries. And I think we might have to stop for a coffee. Motivational coffee in hand and getting the car wash, which it desperately needed.
don't be afraid, be of good cheer. This day the newborn Messiah is here.
So after getting home, I went ahead and I got out that new candle I bought this morning and lit that, and it smells amazing. And then what I'm not showing is that I did power clean the whole kitchen, which might sound a little counterintuitive given that I'm getting ready to bake a bunch of things and probably gonna make another mess, but I just can't start a baking project if the kitchen is already messy. So I did go through and I got everything cleaned up, wiped up, all the dishes done, and now I'm starting on some cupcakes. I have a Christmas party coming up in 2 days, and I need to make about 50 cupcakes for that, and I'm just making my favorite vanilla cake recipe. This is the one I do for my baking business all the time. So I have it memorized, and most of the measurements are by weight. One of the best ways to make sure that your baked goods always stay consistent is if you do things by weight. Now, I wanted to do these a little bit differently, so instead of baking them in regular cupcake liners, I got these baking cups from Home Goods. They're a little deeper than a standard cupcake tin, and you bake right in them, so you don't need a cupcake pan at all. You just put them right on the baking sheet, put your batter in them, and so it's going to make a slightly deeper cupcake than normal, but I figure it's a Christmas party, so we'll let them have a little extra cake to enjoy for this one.
Look for a savior.
All right, next thing we're making is actually just for home. These are chocolate chip Mandelbrot cookies. It's basically a biscotti. It is so, so, so good. I made it for the first time last year, and it became just my favorite little thing to have with a cup of coffee. So we didn't get a chance to make it the other day when we made our other Christmas cookies. So I will link the recipe down below if you're interested, and it is just delicious. But basically it's kind of like an almond biscotti, but then it's got dark chocolate in it and some chopped almonds, and it's just so good. All right, so this is what our dough looks like at the moment for our Mandelbrot. It's got to pop in the fridge for a couple of hours just till it's chill, because then I'm going to form it into 4 rectangles about 7 inches by 4 inches, and then bake it one time through, and then just like other biscotti, then you slice it and then you bake it a second time. But it is so good. I mean, I could eat this like raw cookie dough, but I'm going to be good. I'm going to pop it in the fridge and then we'll bake it after a while.
In Bethlehem, first Christmas morning, Christ is away in a manger. There he lies by his mom.
So to be perfectly honest, it's actually a couple of hours later from the last clip that I filmed. I got done with like the baking, and then my on-call nursing shift started, and I was busy like right off the bat, one house after another, and then charting and all of that stuff. So it's quite later in the evening, but tonight was an emotionally draining night at work, and some nights with nursing that's definitely how it can be. And it wasn't like that every visit was hard. It was that the the emotional environment of each space was different, and so I have to adjust, when you go into one. Like the first one, it was a lot of just giving good reassurance and discussing through some things, talking through a couple of hard topics, and then I walked into a completely heartbreaking situation, and and you have to keep your composure. You're the medical professional there, and so you have to, no matter what is going on and what the emotions are in the space, you have to be empathetic, but you also have to be the one that's maintaining calm and order and things like that. And then I was in another one, and it was more of just a troubleshooting thing. So it was a real, real easy kind of in and out type of thing. But then the environment was just different because everyone's laughing and joking and all of this other stuff. And so it was just like doing the 180 from one to the other within the span of an hour. It's, it gets to you sometimes, for sure. No matter how many years I do this, it definitely does. So I'm home, hopefully, for the rest of the night. We'll see. But I thought I would try to get 2 more things knocked out before I call it a night. And if you watched, I posted a video that was some DIY gifts that we had made. We'd done canvas bags and dish towels and stuff. So I'm going to try to get all this stuff packed up. I thought I'd show you 2 more bags that I got done after I did that video. I mentioned my friend who does the prints has 2 websites, and one's more dedicated to like faith-based prints, and so I got this one from her. I thought that was really sweet. It has like a whole, you probably can't read it on the screen, but it's got like a whole thing in the background, and then there's like a simpler one that just says God is good all the time, and I thought that those were really sweet, so got those done. So I'm going to get all of this stuff packed up, and then we'll see where we're at with that.
So the gift bags I'm putting together are for volunteers who help me out throughout the year, along with some neighbors and a few coaches. And if you want to see everything that I'm including in these and how we made it, because most of these are DIY gifts that were so easy to make along with my kids, I will link the video down below showing you what we're including in them. It just felt really good to get them all packed up in advance, and with that, my to-do list for today is completely finished. It felt so great to have a day to myself to just play catch up. So hopefully this video gives you a little bit of motivation if you've got some last minute things to do before Christmas. Thanks so much for joining me today, everybody. See you in the next one.